Remember that when the lawsuits against the telecom companies for illegally spying on people, they just basically swept all those suits under the rug in one draft of the pen. So ultimately, when it becomes clear that the banking system is sitting on hundreds of trillions of dollars worth of fraudulent counterfeit paper, then we're going to see, they're going to say, okay, we're going to bring in this new global banking system. The U.S. dollar is now gone. It's being replaced with another unit of currency that is tied into these other units of currency, and it'll be devalued quite sharply, of course, and that'll be the hyperinflation. So anything that costs you $5 today will cost you $10 or $15 in one day. It'll happen in one day. And we saw this in the 30s. Price of gold and the dollar was a devaluation, and in one day, those two things, the price changed dramatically in one day. So you'll see this happening.
And they're going to loot what's left of the middle class. They're already admitting it. Changing the whole tax code, getting rid of mortgage exemptions, education exemptions. So Obama lied about that, saying nobody over $125,000 a year, or couples of $250. New York State's passed something like 88 new taxes. I mean, my God, these people are getting ready to completely gang rape us. Well, like we're saying, the middle class is an inconvenience for the people who want more of the, like in Nantucket, if somebody in the middle class builds a house in front of your house and you're like Carl Icahn and you're out in Nantucket and some arrivist builds a house in front of yours, that's quite upsetting. So you'll do whatever you need to do to get rid of this middle class, this thing called the middle class. It's in my way. And this is the mentality. And the U.S. was formed as an escape from the Bank of England. Benjamin Franklin said one of the reasons that we started the America to begin with was to escape the pernicious clause of the Bank of England and the usury that came with it. Well, that lasted for a while, and then the U.S., the same people who brought the Bank of England, started the Federal Reserve Bank in 1913, and that was, a horrible event in terms of America's quest to be independent of a usurious central banking system that is, as you would say, a parasite, and it hasn't contributed to growth whatsoever. So, but as far as pointing the finger at Obama, the thing is ultimately, the people in the United States are going to have to figure out, one of the horrible tragedies of all these security checkpoints and all these police and the militarization is that neighbor begins to distrust neighbor. And people are really paranoid and people are really afraid of each other. And that's exactly plays into the hands of the people who are confiscating the wealth. Any solution is going to require cooperation and community cooperation. And that's going to have to. That's why in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, there's the right to assemble. Well, the right to assemble is being destroyed because you've got checkpoints, you've got militarization, you've got CCTV cameras, you've got spies everywhere. We can't even assemble. We can't even have a meeting to decide what we want to do. And we listen to Alex Jones' show, and Alex Jones is trying to get as much information as he possibly can within an information universe that's, for the most part, is completely controlled by a corporate agenda. Yeah, and now, Max, I'm really getting demonized by the left and the right. They are really coming after me. They got COINTELPRO, low-level, high-level people. It's starting to get scary. I mean, I know I signed on to this, and I'm going in, through, and beyond, just like you are. But the good news is, as things get worse and worse, more people are listening and joining us and standing beside us. And I hope folks will visit MaxKeiser.com. Tell folks about the Oracle and how they can watch that on the BBC.
Right. Well, the Oracle on BBC World News, it's the season number 1 is done, finished. We're working on season number 2, but we're working to move the show over to one of the terrestrial channels in the UK, because nobody in the UK can see the show, because nobody in the UK gets satellite TV. They get BBC 1, 2, 3, and 4, but they don't get BBC World News. So we're trying to move the show from BBC World News to BBC 4 or BBC 3 so that people in the UK can actually see the show. And I'm getting emails every day. And to that end, I get emails every day, people saying, get Alex Jones on the show. By far, the most requested guest from emails I get every day is for Alex Jones. So when we move this show to a terrestrial station, or we get a deal in the U.S. on a cable network, either Showtime or HBO, then, we'll have the Alex Jones. And I think the Alex Jones message, part of the reason you're having difficulty right now is because you're regional. You're in the U.S. You got to go global, because your message should go global, because this is a global This is a global problem.
Oh, I know. When I do Australian TV or radio or Russian or South African or English, every caller calls in agreeing, and they're really awake. But folks are also awake here. It's just the government and the media are really starting to come after us, and a lot of really spooky stuff is going on.
Yeah, but the government's trying to tell Americans that everyone's out to get them. There's an existential threat. There's a boogeyman under every coffee table. It's just not true. You know, it's all, if your economy is based on overconsumption and militarization, you're going to get people to eat donuts and buy guns.
Well, folks should visit MaxKeiser.com, find out about your radio show and everything you do. You're gracious enough to come on for an hour and 15, 20 minutes today. You're going to be on with Jason Burmis Wednesday night in the first hour, 9 o'clock Central, so folks should tune into that. Max Keiser, I really appreciate you coming on with us, and we'll talk to you very, very soon, my friend.
All right, Alex.
There he goes, Max Keiser. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go into rebroadcast now. I'll also do the breakdown of the FEMA camps coming up and a lot more. So please stay with us in the restreams and spread the word about the show. We're not risking our lives for nothing. Let's go in, through, and beyond. Let's defeat the New World Order together. Great job to the crew. Want to commend Jaron and Paul, particularly today. Off the charts, badass job. And all of you, great job as well. I'm enjoying being demonized by the ADL now and all over the newspapers everywhere. But that comes with the territory. When you're over the target, you're going to be getting the flack. And like I said, we're going in, through, and beyond. God bless you all.
This is the shipping version of the Liberty unit. It's the basic unit that we work with. It consists of 14 cases and a pail of sprouting seeds and a sprouter. Extremely well balanced, and this is the one that we adjust for special dietary needs, like diabetics and people with gluten intolerances. Also, those who are concerned about not having any soy products or textured vegetable protein, this is the unit that we adjust for special needs. All of these one-year supplies are extremely well balanced. They have all the fruits and vegetables and dairy products, everything that you need for a normal diet, and it fits most people. But if you have special needs, if you're a vegan, or if you're a diabetic, or have gluten intolerances, please call us directly and we'll be able to adjust your unit to fit what you need. The 800 number is 800-810-4441, and that will get our administrative office, and we'll help you as best we can.